Shares climbing higher once again today. The stock soared yesterday, adding $327 billion to its market cap. It was driven higher by strong results from competitor AMD. Now, despite the recent rally, though, Nvidia shares are still sitting roughly 13% below their all-time high. Joining us now for where Nvidia and some of its competitors are headed, we want to bring in Stacey Raskin. He's Bernstein's managing director and senior analyst. Stacey, it's great to talk to you again. So it looks like a lot of that excitement has now returned. I'm curious, do you think there's been just this shift in sentiment following AMD's results that we got yesterday?
So I don't actually think it was about AMD's results. I think it's about the CapEx guides we're seeing from lots of the hyperscalers, Microsoft and Meta and Google. All of those CapEx outlooks look very supportive. Like we're starting to see those numbers continue to go up. And I think that's what's been driving the AI trade. I actually don't think really it was AMD's results. AMD's results were not bad necessarily. They took their own AI guidance up a little bit, but I don't think they took it up any more than people thought they were going to. I don't think it was above where people thought.
So Stacey, then given that CapEx guide that we are getting from some of these hyperscalers, what does that tell us just about the opportunity, the upside here that we are potentially seeing for these chip makers?
Well, I mean, look, for companies like these, I mean, some of the numbers are very large, right? As you're looking forward in terms of where expectations are. And you know, the hyperscalers, they're big customers. They're doing a lot of that spending. And so you do want to see those numbers go up. This was a concern if you go back, I don't know, a quarter or two ago. There was a big mismatch at that point between like where the CapEx outlook was at the time and a lot of these AI names. And we've continued to see the CapEx guides actually go up materially. I think even Meta reported last night, and not only did they take their CapEx guide for the year, they said that they're going to have like probably substantial increases next year. And so I think that's really what's important. The big worry that people have is just, is there an air pocket like coming? There's so much spending going on. The numbers have gotten so big so quickly. People worry about sustainability. And what we've been hearing from some of the customers is it looks like that spend, at least for now, is sustaining. I think that's what's been driving things.
And so, Stacey, as we think about growing into some of these valuations, I mean, what are these companies going to have to show that they can do in order to grow into the lofty numbers as we've been discussing?
Well, I mean, so be careful, like lofty numbers, lofty valuations are two different things. Not all of these companies are expensive, right? You can look at a company like Nvidia. It's actually quite a bit cheaper today than it was before the run started, you know, a year and a half ago. Because as much as the stock has gone up, the earnings estimates have gone up far more than that. And so that becomes the question, like, are the earnings actually achievable? I mean, they need to clearly the numbers need to go up. I mean, I would say that, you know, given where the sell side numbers are, the buy side numbers are going to be even higher than that. And so any kind of increases we can see to customer spending, any sort of clarity we can get on business models, what are they actually doing with this spend is helpful. And I would say, at least in the near term, what we're hearing from that supply chain and from the customers is constructive.
And so on the customer side, or at least on the demand side, I should say, is what we're hearing strong enough to sustain this long term, the growth? At least it seems like all of these companies, as they're talking about the demand that they're seeing, when they're on these calls and saying, well, the demand is strong, so we're just going to keep building it out, keep investing in it.
Yeah.
And so
I mean, that is what we're seeing right now, right? And there's also a little bit of, you know, they're kind of in a fight right now. I mean, I think Google had suggested, what did he say? He said that, you know, the risks of underbuilding were a lot bigger than the risks of overbuilding right now, right? And so, because they can use the capacity for something else if they need to, and they've got tons of money, right? This is one difference versus say 2000. These companies are incredibly well funded, and very profitable. They can afford to spend right now. But I think you're getting the heart of it. This is the controversy on some of these names. It's you know, like the worry that just these guys tend to build and digest, and is there a digestion cycle coming on? And at some point maybe, but it clearly is not now. Like, I'm not really worried about it this year. I'm not really worried about it next year, given some of the product cycles and everything we've got. 2026, I don't know. I also, though, am very bullish on the long-term opportunity. I still think in 5 years or in 10 years, we'll be talking about numbers that are materially higher than what we're talking about today. These things are never straight lines. But I do think as we're going along, like over the next like several years, it's up. I think the opportunity, the numbers we were seeing will be up.
Interesting. 2026 potentially the big test.
I mean, I don't know, right? I mean, at least for now, for this year, probably for next year, I think things are fine. I think the spending is going to continue.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the modeling, Stacey, so we enjoy these conversations with you and getting your insights and perspective. Stacey, thanks for joining us this morning.
Yeah, Nvidia, they're a really, really big company. So I want to say this before I pass to you guys. They're in the industry of computer software, computer hardware, semiconductors, GPUs, graphic cards, video games, consumer electronics, and they're also into the artificial intelligence, which is AI. They're really, in the dominance of that as well. So, woo, this is a nice company. Oh, shout out to Sherry Bryant. Shout out to Sherry Bryant who's in the chat, and shout out to Shashi who's in the chat. Big love to you women, to you ladies. But go ahead, Hakeem, man. What's your take on this company, man?
Brother, you gave majority of the information, and I'm gonna just comment on it. Shout outs to Sherry Bryant, a beautiful woman. Shout outs to you, Queen. Shout outs for your love and for checking on us. I appreciate you so much. Nvidia, you might not never heard the company. He just explained it. It's a graphics card. They've been around for quite some time. Ironically, this computer right here, the graphics that you're seeing is I have an Nvidia chip in my laptop. So it's everywhere. They, you know what I mean? Gaming, you know it. Microsoft uses it. Meta, Amazon, they all uses their chip. It processes images. So Natasha Vincent says something, and I'm gonna just end it with this. Everything is accessible with fractional investments. There's no excuses anymore.
Not only that, but Sapphire Grace also mentioned something as well. She's talking about like a lot of these investors are now investing their money into smaller companies, which is also a fact. That's why you have to have a different variety of versatile portfolio when you come to investing. You can't just always invest in big companies like Apple, Microsoft, and also Nvidia. Now, I say we're not talking about the Nasdaq today, but however, the Nasdaq is down by a huge percentage. Well, a lot of people money is hurting. And a lot of people that did invest in Nvidia are hurting as well because right now of the fear of and a recession. So a lot of big investors are pulling their money out and like pretty much with Sapphire Gray said, and they're putting their money right now into smaller companies. Nvidia is a great company. I know somebody that I know personally who did invest in Nvidia. I think it was Gore. One time Gore mentioned in the chat he invested a lot of money in Nvidia when it was small. Now he's reaping the benefit. So that's what happened when you invest in a small company. You never know, the company may grow and be a multi-trillion-dollar company. It happens that way. That's why you got to be smart when it comes to the aspect of investing. That's why you got to make sure you do your homework, sit with a financial advisor, and know where to put your money and where your mouth is. And I think that's what's happening right now in the black community. I think in the black community right now, we miss a lot of opportunities, especially when it comes to the aspect of investing. Because Nvidia right now is a good company to invest in. Just about based on what everything's going, based on where technology is going. Right now is a good time to invest. I know this is not financial advice, but however, right now is a good time to invest in a lot of AI because AI is everywhere. Even we're using at work. At my job we use Honeywell. There's people that are using literally Nvidia chips when it comes to the police dogs. Miami-Dade police have a police dog now. That's computerized. So what I'm saying, like that's where we're heading to. We're heading to more technology. As we head to more technology, put your money in there and let your money grow. Don't just leave, like I always tell people, don't just leave your money in the bank. Because when your money's in the bank, it's just sitting there. It's not gaining no interest. But you put your money in the right place, it's going to gain a lot of interest. Shout out to KF504, who also is a financial advisor. So you guys need financial advice, he's a good guy to go to. KF504. Shout out to him. But go ahead, Jordan. No, go ahead. You gonna read a comment? I can go ahead.
Yeah, he says, Shiesty Bum say, Hakeem, why you got your scarf like that? I just came back from Puerto Rico, baby.
Yeah, baby. He was on vacation.
Key. I was on vacation.
Yeah, man. So Nvidia, this company is very, very interesting, especially when it comes to artificial intelligence and everything, because the more artificial intelligence we can see, we're gonna see of the chips that they use, it's gonna probably be used by this company when it comes to what Ronnie said, when it comes to police dogs, when it comes to robotic delivery robots that deliver in certain cities and everything. This company right here can really, in the next 5 to 10 years, if it really does well, especially in artificial intelligence, can really blow Apple and Microsoft out the water and be one of the top companies in the world globally and everything. And also depends on what other countries can see and see as this company as well. You talk about China, the Middle East, also Europe too. What does these countries can look at Nvidia and what it can do, especially for artificial intelligence and everything. What kind of deals they can do to make not just AI, but also computer chips and everything as well. So I can see, in the future, like I said, I'll definitely be watching the stock as well. I will, invest into the stock in the future. But yeah, just really looking in the artificial intelligence side, if we see more of that, and we see those chips, the chips are like a lot of artificial intelligence using these chips on Nvidia. This could be a really big company, and being one of the most valuable companies in the world. And so this is something I want to see. But that's my take on that.
Shajiman say I agree. Most people don't know how to invest, which is true. That's why literally we be on the internet every day. Most of us we be in different sectors. We be in different people's channels. Literally, it only takes 5 minutes a day just to go watch a video about financial advice. I'm just being honest. There's so much information. YouTube is a great tool. I learned a lot about financial advice just based off YouTube. Listen to KF514, listen to our Chicago Gorilla. Even End Time. Some people have mixed feelings by End Time, but I sometimes listen to him because some people they do have some good advice when it comes to spending your money. Because the problem is today, especially black people, we are addicted to hoarding